My name is Hutassa, and I am a tournament organizer and commentator for Armored Core 6 tournaments. As someone who sees firsthand what weapons and builds win cash prize tournaments, I would like to present you with a new series on this channel, where I and a friend, usually someone who has put in a lot of effort into this community, will be ranking certain categories of parts for Armored Core 6 1v1 PvP. Today, we are making an explosives tier list with Melting Cube, the one responsible for making this lovely spreadsheet here, which you can find in the description down below. I usually despise tier lists because it looks at the game in a vacuum rather than as a whole entire sandbox, but it is a good excuse to drum up discussion, so please let me know what you think about my list in the comments down below, and if you have any changes that you would make, and subscribe to not miss the next one or my upcoming weapon showcase series. I am also live on Twitch Sunday through Friday, hosting fight clubs and recording these types of videos live, so come hang out. I think we have our tiers. I think as for extremely strong for any build, as you mentioned, Melting Cube, it's like melee build, you slap Majestic on there, that's good to go. That's a great idea. Extremely strong but niche, as in like these can work on builds that are more specialized for bazookas or specialized in a certain way to take advantage of bazookas. Generally, I'll classify higher tier weapons. This is like a good example of this would be, well, we're going to talk about this later, but like the XUAN G compared to the Majestic. The XUAN G is just the worst Majestic, so why use it?
I think it's like an earshot. An earshot would be A.
An earshot would be A?
Yeah.
I was talking about B. So like a songbird would be B. Like songbirds would be B, because like songbirds are good, but you just rather run an earshot. You know what I mean?
I would disagree. I would disagree.
Well,
I would disagree.
I guess we're talking about
I'd put songbirds in C or D.
Really? Okay, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that in a moment then. C, not much reason to use it. So like there's just no reason to ever run this on a build. And then D needs a buff / rework. So those are the ones that are just generally bad. So I guess we'll start with Majestic. I'm just going to put it there. Majestic is extremely fucking strong. That weapon is ridiculous. Might be the best weapon in the game. Not going to lie. We're seeing...
I mean, LCS exists.
Yeah, LCS exists, but still. It's like Majestic... So I have actual tournament like footage for LCS being really strong. Majestic got buffed to the point where like... Look, people weren't really running the Majestic during the no bans run I did when the patch first dropped. But people were running, Lobster, because of course they're running Lobster, which is double LCS, double LRB. It's a build style. It's really strong in tournaments. And Bowles is messing around with the build with double Majestic, double earshot on double Majestic, one earshot VPM on a tank on a Born Mezzo legs, and that seems really strong. But we haven't really had many no bans tournaments since the patch, so
there's a 3v3 tournament this week. Or on Saturday, and I think you're going to see a lot of Majestic there.
Oh, yeah. I think we're talking about 1v1s, but if we're talking about 3v3s, this list changes dramatically. Like, dramatically.
Yeah, but even in the 1v1 tournament, we're going to see a lot of this. Like, when your patch tournament happened, people didn't know about the procs too much. They didn't realize how much the buffs actually helped the Majestic or any other, like, bazooka. So it's like, grenade launchers were the talk of, like, wow, they got buffed, but no one talked about the bazooka buffs when the patch first dropped, but people are realizing. I mean,
TQ TQ ran I believe it was double Majestic, double XUAN G, I think is what they ran, and they got 5th place at that tournament. But there was no prize pool. It was just more for fun. Like, let's try out the patch tournament. And I mean, hey, we saw Umbrox. Umbrox preset won the preset tournament, and I bet you a big reason for that was the Majestic.
Probably. I didn't see that, but would not be surprised.
The preset tournament was hype as hell, dude. I have a video on that. It's so fucking cool.
Yeah.
Alright, so we have, next up is XUAN G. I think this one's B tier. I think it's great, but why not just run a Majestic? Like, if we look at the stats in game, we have Majestic here. Look at XUAN G. Everything goes down, and it's heavier. It's like the only thing you really get is reload time, which is only 0.8 more. Like, it's just not... This is a PvE weapon. You run this in PvE. That's what you do with this XUAN G.
I think, yeah, there are some benefits to running XUAN G. Like, you have, if you're talking about spamming and no impact damage, or direct hit damage, they have basically the same DPS. The XUAN G builds up impact quite a bit faster, even though it has less attack power. You start seeing that it builds it up faster.
Yeah, because the reload time. But does that really matter, though? At that point? Like, I mean, as I was saying in chat, the issue is Majestic exists. If Majestic doesn't exist, it would be S tier. You know what I mean?
Yeah, in a way.
It's like, like there is no time, especially because of the weight and EN load. Look at that. It's like that's so much more EN load and so much more weight. Like look at this. Like
yeah, and that's generally my thing. Like Majestic's better, but like if you miss a Majestic versus missing a Zhongji, the Zhongji doesn't feel as bad to miss. But now there's elephants in the room of like if they were the same way in EN cost, like it'd be comparable. But they are not. The Zhongji is heavy.
You saw You saw a Japanese tier list. They put Zhuangji on A+, which is basically S tier. Interesting.
Yeah, it's very comparable stats to the Majestic, but just it costs so much more to run.
I should do a
That's
reaction.
the biggest issue.
I should do a reaction video to like a Japanese tier list, and that'd be fun. Be a fun time.
Yeah, because it's just a whole different like environment, you know.
Because like okay, so if we look at the tier list that you made, they have the same proximity detonation, right? It's 10 for both.
All the bazookas have the same one. Detonating bazookas is different than bazooka, so keep that in mind. So,
yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's still B for me. Like it's just like why would I again?
It is definitely B. There are some justifications for running it, which is where I think B shines. Is like there's maybe a place, but generally no.
It's like this is why I like having clearly defined tiers, because like Zhuangji, if I was just going like how strong the weapon is, it'd just be S tier right next to the Majestic. But because we're actually like defining our tiers, it's B tier. Could be a situational bazooka. I mean, the thing is, Argon, it's that like I just run a Majestic, like going like welcome in by the way, but I don't know how long you've been here, but look at the stats. Like it's just I'd rather just run Majestic, like in every other case besides like PvE, where ammunition costs and total rounds actually matters. You get a lot more. Like I think if fights were longer, like let's say we had some sort of PvP scaling patch where damage was reduced way more and ammo became an actual like consideration, then I could see Zhuangji being better just because of the total rounds. You know what I mean? But there's no reason for I'm gonna shoot the Majestic maybe 10 times during a match, if that. Yeah, based on tier definition, it's B tier, exactly, Scholar. So I'm gonna put it there. I think I'm happy with that. Now, Little Gem, we have some more things to talk about, I think, when it comes to Majestic. Because Little Gem is a lot lighter. It's more EN load, though, which sucks. Like, honestly, I wish this had less EN load.
A bit more EN load.
Yeah, I wish it was less. I feel like I would use this on lightweight builds over Majestic if it had less EN load. I can't deal with the cooldown. So it's like...
So, when we talk about Little Gem, it's just, like Majestic. If we're talking about DPS, if we take out the animation, because I don't know the time of the animation, because DS Animation Studio doesn't work with Armored Core yet, so we can't actually get exact numbers. But one thing to know is all bazookas,
one day it will,
and all hand bazookas and all hand grenade launchers use the same stance and animations. So you can kind of just, when you're talking about DPS comparatively between them, you can just take out it works. While we talk about Majestic DPS is 264 damage per second, while Little Gem's 186. That's significantly lower.
Yeah, and the thing is, it also has a higher reload for some reason. Like, why does this have a higher reload time? It's only 0.2 seconds, but still.
You're saving 1,000 weight per weapon. Like, this is something where
1,500.
You are like, yeah, 1,500. So it's like, it's something where if you're right at the breakpoint of like, you're 78, like 77k, you know, you could swap out a single Little Gem, or like 76,500 more so. You could swap out a Majestic to a Little Gem and keep Majestic in the other hand. But it's like, it's only 2 save weight.
Yeah.
Because like when you direct hit with the Little Gem, you're doing 14,074 damage. Or 1,474 damage. With Majestic, it's 2,107. That's 500 or 700, 650 about damage more with Majestic on a direct hit per Majestic. So
I feel like I'm gonna put it in A tier because like it's extremely strong, but it actually has a niche. You know what I mean? Like you mentioned, like if you desperately need to save that extra weight, you can go for it.
Yeah, but you could save it in other places, which are probably better to save it in.
Yeah, that's a good point. Also, welcome in, Penrick. Hopefully having a good day. Like, we talked about this 1G earlier. Like, Zwanji is just like, it's just worse Majestic in the most part.
Mm-hmm.
But like this, like you actually do save something with it. There is a reason to run this over Majestic. Like, you could say like, I'm running low gem because of this, and this. But at the same time, like, does it just go in the B tier? Because like I feel like everything's maybe B tier is too broad. Because like maybe generally outclassed by higher tier weapons is too broad. Because I feel like all the bazookas are going in there. You know what I mean? I feel like every bazooka besides Majestic is going in there.
Yeah, and yeah, it's hard because it does have the single niche, and you can also say Zwanji has that single niche of, wow, it has a higher reload or lower reload time, so you can miss shots and not feel it as bad. It's just little gem is just so little of all the weapons on this list.
It's so
this
little and
has the
so
lowest
gem.
DPS. This has the lowest DPS of all.
Does it really? It's little gem's DPS is 186.14. That's a lot lower than the second place even with Songbird. Huh.
Yeah.
Can I zoom in on this? I cannot. That's fine. Oh no, I can. There we go. Hell yeah. There you go. So we can see.
I need to send you an updated spreadsheet, actually.
Oh, is this
because I didn't have the explosive thrower. Yeah, I updated the wrong one. So.
Gosh darn it. All right. Well, I'll grab that.
Gosh darn it.
2 hits impact stagger breakpoint. Majestic 2 hits can stagger basically all bipeds. Zwanji and Little Gem cannot. That's a good point, Afro. And I mean, if you're gonna dual bazookas, just dual Majestics, honestly.
Yeah, and I think it comes down to like if you have one in your offhand and explosive thrower, things start changing. But like
Vumsy talked about how Zwanji reload works really well with explosive thrower, which honestly makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because what's explosive throwers reload? It's 3.1. So yeah, they're pretty similar in reloads as Zwanji and the explosive thrower. So honestly, kind of makes sense to rock the Zwanji with that.
It lines up better.
Dude, why does it start in dark mode and then move to light mode? That makes me so mad. Why does it do that? Whatever, it's fine. Anyway, see, you got uncharged and charged on here? Hell yeah. 1 second. My phone's blowing up. Okay, we're good. All right. But yeah, so it's like So what do you think about the Javelin Alpha?
Javelin Alpha, I think that is an A tier.
That is an A tier, really?
It has a niche. It's because it has a use. Like it can if you're going up against the highest stagger opponent in the game, I believe when I tested with Afro, we were able to double hit Javelin into a kick to stagger.
Huh.
The Majestic couldn't do that.
Also, I see it has the highest impact DPS here.
Mm-hmm. Like, it has uses, and I'll add it in cumulative DPS too. But it's just... It has its uses. It's not as useful as Majestic. You can't always run it. It's super heavy. High EN cost.
How heavy is it?
But
7,420, excuse me! From software! Excuse me!
Yeah. And the other cool thing is it has 5 explosions. It has a primary explosion, and it has 4 smaller explosions after the fact. If your primary or one of the explosions staggers, all the rest will direct hit. Meaning, you don't have to worry about, wow, it all comes out in one burst, and they're really close to staggering. You can stagger them with 1 of the, or 2 of the explosions, and you get 4 or 3 explosions direct hitting. So you kind of get more bang for your buck by just spamming it, too.
It definitely seems unreasonably heavy. I do agree with you, Subject Welcome, by the way.
It is just unreasonably heavy.
I feel like if it got a weight and like EN buff, I feel like this could be, we could see this more than Majestic even. But then we can talk about the elephant in the room, the proximity detonation. The proximity detonation of this bad boy is 5 and not 10. Which, you know what a proximity detonation is, by the way? After 90 meters, your weapon gains basically just a bigger hitbox. Is how it kind of works. It would just explode. It would just explode whenever it's near an enemy.
These are radiuses. So it's like if you're thinking Majestic, it's a 20-meter cannonball after 90 meters.
Yeah. And Javelin Alpha's a 10-meter cannonball. Which is like, it's not bad. I'm glad it has it. but it's still, you know, it's only 5. Like when I can just run a Majestic and have basically like double the radius.
To be honest, it's more balanced than Majestic though when you're fighting other things.
It's more balanced than Majestic.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if that proc detonation goes down in the future patch.
Yeah, I honestly, I'd be down with that. Honestly, just remove it. It's a bad mechanic anyway. I get rid of it.
I don't think it's bad because there would be no reason to shoot bazookas unless they went insanely fast without it.
Just make them insanely fast, then that'd be awesome. I'd be down with that. Give us a sniper
It would be
bazooka.
worse on lag. It would be worse.
That's a good point, actually. It would be worse on lag. But then again, people think proc destination is lag anyway, so fuck it.
They do. I would think for a balance for these, moving bazookas down to 7-meter range instead of 10 would be a pretty good thing. It'd still give a buff over like javelin, but it wouldn't be just, you know, absurdly large.
Yeah, I see. You know what? How about this? Fuck it. We make the projectile really slow, but a 30 proximity.
Yeah. Just basically explosion just is moving.
Dude, it's like it's like a coral missile. Like in speed. It's just don't go near this shit. You'll die.
You know, give it lock on too, like a Trano. That'd be cool.
Like a Trano? Alright, so as the distance between player and enemy is longer than 9 meters for some bazookas because the length of projectiles are different. Really? I assume it's about like 1 or 2 meters though, right? That could be need to add to the spreadsheet. Alright, so
I really don't like little Gemini. It does not belong.
you don't want it in A?
Still a bazooka, but it has different purposes. Like it has the 5 explosions where even if one explosion causes a stagger, the 4 rest will direct hit. It can stagger really tanky opponents, really high stagger resistant opponents where Majestic sometimes can't with double hits, and it's a little faster.
Is 1G for the reload though over Majestic? I mean, with explosive thrower, I think you're right because 3.4 reload and 3.1 reload stack up really well together because you can shoot the 1G, fire the explosive thrower, and then both will come back around the same time. I get that.
And that's where it's generally outclassed, where you have the reload and you have the weight for the other two. Yeah. But like
it's this word right there. It's not always outclassed, but in general, yes. I think explosive thrower is probably the only thing I can think of where you'd actually run Zwanji over Majestic. There's one.
And then Little Gem for some reason has a high inload, so it's like you get the lower weight, but then it's
well. Then Bowles, wow. You revive your YouTube channel and you make your own tier list then. Mister, I win almost every tournament. Kappa. All right, so next up is the is this the I can't tell these weapons apart because they're so gosh darn similar. That's the GOU-CHEN. All right, we're doing the GOU-CHEN next. All right. So, what do you think about the GOU-CHEN? Because I don't really use grenade launchers very often. But I know this explodes after a certain amount of time, correct?
When you ignore the effective range explosion, it's better than the Dizzy.
Really?
When you ignore the effective range explosion.
So let's look at the GOU-CHEN versus the Dizzy. So Dizzy actually has more damage, more impact, etc., etc. The blast radius is also bigger, which is kind of nice.
It's the weight for me.
I mean, it's only about 1,000 more weight. That's not super duper bad.
You start hitting with Dizzy, with double Dizzy, you start really limiting your armor options.
Your arm options, let me check. So double Dizzy, and then we look at the arms. Let's look at weight limit.
Because also remember shoulder weapon counts to that. So.
Oh, shoulder weapons count with your limit? Is that true?
I believe so.
I don't think so. Yeah, you can run a lot of stuff. Yeah, arms overburden only gets there with like a knock rider and stuff like that. Let me put on double earshot and see if it actually does affect it. I don't think it does. You know, it doesn't. We're good.
Oh, cool.
So it doesn't actually limit your arm selection at all. Like you can't run like fucking Basho arms, which sucks, but you know, because you're running like a lightweight. But like you're fine on like everything. You can run B46A. You can run Ting Lao. You can run Mine Alpha for the recoil. You can run Wrecker, bro. You can run Wrecker. Yo, think about it. Think about it. Double Dizzy Wrecker arms. Hello, the new meta is here.
Yeah, I was mistaken. Sorry.
Look, you know about bazookas. You don't know about arms.
What are arms? You know, I just put on knock and call it a day.
True. That's why you don't like Dizzy, because you can't run it on knock.
True.
Anyway,
is that not like a good reason though? Like knocked is good. Knocked is really good.
Knocked is kind of insane, but honestly, you could just run Ting Lao. Like Ting Lao is really good for recoil control, really good firearm spec. Let's see, what's our firearm spec here, chat? The firearm spec with Teen Lao is 89. If we do that, it gets the one. Actually, gets the 101. That's really nice.
Okay, but get this: GO-CHEN has 20 more speed. It does 3,050 or 350 less direct hit damage. Its impact is basically the same. So when we go to impact DPS, it's higher by 20, and in cumulative, it's higher by about 10.
Yeah.
And then the DPS is also a little higher than Dizzy. Where when you're just looking at numbers, GO-CHEN it lays less and it does more. But then you look at the explosion through effective range. And that's where I think Dizzy outclasses it.
Because you look at the reload, like the reload's 5.9 and this is 7.1.
Yeah. And that's where I think raw DPS and cumulative and impact DPS matter. Where it's like,
why do grenade launchers reload so slowly, by the way? Like, these things make me upset.
I believe bazookas used to be like that, and they buffed it.
Did they do that?
On the buffs.
Can you get confirmation in chat? Like, did they buff bazooka reload time? And they buffed earshot reload time. Yeah, honestly, handheld grenade launchers just aren't super great, especially when you could run Majestic instead. I feel like there's a lot of like, just you could run Majestic in this video, I feel like.
It is. Majestic is S for a reason, and I think
you know what?
One other weapon that goes there.
Add a row above. Maybe we just make a Majestic tier.
Yeah, yeah. Afro said in chat, yeah, all bazooka reloads were buffed in the recent patch.
I see. So yeah, there's just a Majestic tier now, chat. We'll make it purple. Cute. There we go.
Almost LCS tier.
Oh, honestly, I think it might be better than LCS. Like, especially since you could run both. You could run Majestic LCS for your build. You could do that.
Yeah.
My gosh.
What a fitting name for the S tier, anyways. Majestic. It's just so majestic.
I'm just gonna call it Majestic. That's what it is. It's the Majestic tier.
Yeah.
Right.
So, I think the biggest downside of GO-CHEN is its 625 effective range, and you know how they all grenade launchers explode when they hit their effective range. Yeah. With that 625, you're never going to explode at the effective range. You're going to hit a wall, it's going to go out of bounds, or it's going to hit the floor before it explodes.
Yeah, honestly, why even give it an effective range at that point? Like, there's just no reason to. Like, 625 is...
Meaning...
625 is
harder
so
to hit
far away. It is so far away. That's insane. You'd have to shoot the ground with this. You have to play like an earshot, basically. Which
and the blast radius is 20 meters smaller, which is not something to scoff at. So I think I would put GO-CHEN maybe. It's hard to say what tier, but
it needs a buff.
It's lower than Dizzy.
It needs a buff / work. That's our first D tier, and not because the weapon itself is bad, but because it needs a buff / work. I don't understand why I would ever use this thing. You know what I mean?
Literally on par stats with the Dizzy. The only thing it has, but it just doesn't explode in the air.
Yeah, it's like why run this thing ever?
It's one of the things that makes grenade launchers somewhat usable, because sometimes you can still hit people with that effective range explosion.
Also, what's up,
if they're within a certain range, they get hit, but not with GO-CHEN.
Yeah, exactly. It's like that. That stinks. All right, so
change that to like 300, 350. It'd be a good weapon.
Vums, you can't tell me I like it in the pulse protection. You can't.
Oh yeah, D tier is just pulse protection tier.
Pulse protection tier. I mean, okay. It's funny. Pulse protection is funny, but it's not great. All right, so what's the effective range of the Dizzy here?
So, Dizzy is, what did I say it was?
You don't have that on the spreadsheet, I don't think.
No, I don't, because this was a bazooka comparison thing.
Yeah.
Effective range is 285.
That's actually okay. That's not as bad. That's not as bad.
And 90-meter blast radius, so plus or minus 90 meters, you can hit someone.
285
if they're not on the ground.
285 is usable. If you're running a wheelchair build, I could see that being okay. So maybe we rock this in like.
I was using it, and it wasn't terrible. And once you like start realizing I need to be at 250. You know, I need to be around 250 to 300, maybe 315 and like just hover in that range, you start hitting people with it. But like it's a mentality where it's like nowhere else in the game do you just are managing your distance like that. So it's hard to get used to. It's pretty okay.
I feel like grenade launchers are always just going to be around this area, because like if we're comparing it to Majestic or even Javelin Alpha and stuff like that, we're kind of just fucked. You know what I mean?
You are right. And I think B is just like bazookas altogether. You can take any bazooka and compare them to other weapons, and they're going to be A and S. You know, you're going to be running Javelin, you're going to be running GOU-CHEN, you're going to be running Little Gem way more than you're going to be running Turner or Harris.
Actually, like comparing it to Zerman, melee builds are starting to use Majestic over Zerman, which is really funny.
Yeah.
It's like, why not run Majestic? It does the same exact stuff as Zerman does. It does just more damage, more impact, and like you have to be stance with it, but like that's not a super big drawback whenever you're hitting your charged pulse blade into Majestic. It's like you don't really care that you have to stand still for that.
I think we put it Dizzy in A. You know?
Dizzy in A?
Dizzy is a really good but niche. You know, if you're playing full aerial, you know, it's great. Missiles on the back, Dizzy's in the hand.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. Now, is it better or worse than Javelin Alpha?
It's better, for sure.
It's better? That is not what I thought you were going to say.
It has more use than the Javelin. And Bulls is right where it's like, Javelin might be B, but I think it's better than the other two in B. And I think it's going to be better than the other ones that will go in B.
You think it has more niches than the ones in B?
I think it has more niches, for sure.
I see.
Where it's...
Because that's what this game...
It's a build you can run.
That's what this game really comes down to. It's like, why would I not just put on all S tier weapons? Well, because there are some synergies you can run with these certain things. Like, why don't just always run WLT? Like, for my FCS. Or, like, why would I not always run Santai or the Coral or NGI 000? You know what I mean? It's like, well, there's reasons to run anything in this game. Like, there's a reason to run something that's not Burzle. No, there's not a lot of reasons to not run anything but Burzle.
Sometimes decreasingly good reasons to run.
Yeah, it's like...
And then you have Joso.
Yeah, then you have Joso, which I actually tried to think about with that today. It's impossible. Joso's terrible. It's so bad. There's no reason to ever run it.
You eat a third of your EN when you quick this. It's
awesome. It's wonderful. It's so cool. God. Joso makes me so sad. Yeah, 7.1 second reload on Dizzy. That is an issue, I will say. But, I mean, you're getting a lot out of it. Like, let's look at Dizzy's cumulative impact. Like, or not cumulative impact. Let's look at Dizzy's impact. 1,278. That's not terrible. You know what I mean? And cumulative impact 1,000? Like, that's a lot. You get something like VPM on there to make sure, like, you keep your cumulative impact up. That can be really, really strong. So, I think I'm down with this. I'm down with that. Now, Iridium. I don't think I've ever touched this weapon ever. What do you think about it, Melting Cube? This is why I have you on here, because I haven't played with all the fucking bazookas, but you have. So
yeah, and Iridium's not a bazooka, but I've played with it 1 or 2 times.
It's a grenade launcher, right?
Yeah, it's a grenade launcher.
Holy shit! I didn't realize its cumulative was so good. What the fuck?
Yeah, the Iridium is a good weapon.
What?
It's not heavy.
4.5 reload. I'm about to use this thing. What the heck?
The effective range is small, which is what you want for a grenade launcher.
Oh. 245 meter trigger? Wait, is it 245? Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And you gotta remember it's plus or minus 60 meters with the blast radius.
Yeah, because it's blast radius of 60. Honestly, that might not be that bad.
And that's why I was like, for now, put Dizzy in A. Iridium might outclass it. It's weird.
So is Iridium
and I know
here?
Bulls is I want to see.
There's no way Iridium's here, right?
Iridium might be the best grenade launcher on the hand.
Is it really the best grenade launcher in the hand?
Well, okay. Here's the difference between that and Dizzy. Dizzy does the damage of 2,392 on direct hit, whereas Iridium's just 1,500.
Over 2,000 on direct hit? Holy shit!
Yeah, so Dizzy is like, it punishes. Iridium is like, it punishes not as well.
Huh.
So that's where it's like, it's hard to tell because
I mean, I'd be running it to
the
generate
Iridium
impact,
plays
right?
different. It plays different because you have higher reload, and it doesn't do as much direct hit, but it will build up damage faster, build up stagger bar faster. It's just a different weapon, and I think of the two grenade launchers, those are just they're kind of the same but different, you know.
To an extent, but seeing 3-horse weapons above SONG is kind of funny. I mean, I will say that's when you get kind of weird whenever you're like defying your tiers like this. We're talking about like XUAN G is better than both these two weapons, like definitely, but it's outclassed by Majestic, so you just use Majestic. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
you have to have more context than just looking at it and being like, just glancing at it, being like, "Yep, that's it."
Like if you're going off power tier list, you just put bazooka, you know,
if we're doing
Iridium.
If we're doing power, we just do that. Maybe honestly, maybe we just do that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm kind of down with this. Yeah, I kind of like that. So maybe we put this like here. Maybe put Javelin Alpha up here too, right? Like the best one.
No, put Javelin Alpha as niche because it's still niche. I think
that's true.
There is a point to Javelin Alpha does not work on any build. The other two do. With the other two, you just don't run. So Javelin top of A.
That makes sense for me. Iridium is better than Little Gem, speaking from practical experience. Talon does play a lot of bazookas. I do know about that.
Yeah.
What do you think? Is Iridium better than Little Gem? Do we do?
The
wait,
stats
do we
say
do?
So. The stats say so.
Do we do this?
If you're going melee and you don't want to put a bazooka on your hand, and you want to put like a grenade launcher because you're just that close and they'll always hit, but honestly, I might use Iridium.
What do you think? What do you think about this right here? Put Little Gem in extremely strong but niche. Because like it is niche, right? You're running it because you want to save that weight.
Yeah.
I think I'm cool with this.
2,000 weight though. Like that's so little. Harris is probably heavier, right?
Let's look at the difference between 2,000 weight on Iridium is kind of insane. That's less than a Zimmerman, right?
That's way less than a Zimmerman.
Less than a Holman even.
That's more than half of Harris.
Wait, where's the Viento? Where's the Viento?
Viento?
Okay, Viento's double. Okay, Viento's double. Okay, I was about to say, how much is Viento? Wait a second.
But this is lighter than the Ludlow.
No way it's lighter than Ludlow. Oh my god,
yes.
It is! Dude, why is Ludlow so ass? Can we talk about this for a second? Why run Ludlow over Viento ever? Viento is almost twice.
No, all the pistols
and
and the shotguns need to be buffed in kinetics.
Oh my god, man. Alright, so...
But
is there a slight difference in stance time between Zook and grenade launchers? I guess we won't really know until we do Animation Studio, till we get that up and running for this game. But yeah, I like this. I'm down with this. This looks good to me. You know what? I'm just gonna say it. Exposto are fucking broken, dude. Exposto is incredible. They overbuffed the fuck out of this weapon. It was already decent. And they buffed the reload time, they buffed the range. Like, it's just... That's insanity. And we have Vumsy in here, who's like the explosive thrower guy. So they can...
Explosive thrower is extremely strong. Extremely strong.
It's to the point where I think explosive thrower can hella win a tournament. Like, hella win a tournament.
You know, I think because you put explosive thrower there, I think you need to shift everything else down.
Really?
Because...
You know, actually, I kind of agree with that. No joke, I agree with that. Like, right there.
Like, move the, like, generally outclassed to C, extremely strong but niche to B, and strong for any build to A. Like, yeah, honestly, even the wordings.
Yeah, I'm kind of down with that. Because also, there's I don't think we're going to have any weapons in here. Get rid of that.
You know, you won't have stuff in C. Maybe Songbird.
Yeah, maybe Songbird. But, like, we'll just make the tier list if we have to do that. There we go. I'm down with this. We're changing this entire thing, but you know what? I'm down.
I mean, once you get the perspective on other things, it's...
The issue with Explosive Thrower is Plasma Thrower exists. Yeah, but like Explosive Thrower I feel like can do other things than just Plasma Thrower. Because Plasma Thrower is only really good after kick. You can just launch Explosive Thrower. You just fucking launch it.
Explosive Thrower fucks melee.
It absolutely fucks melee.
Someone comes in with a melee and it's like Explosive Thrower.
It also fucks lightweight. Like, this is a lightweight player's fucking nightmare. Because like if we look at the spreadsheet real quick, it's 10. The proximity detonation is 10 on the charge, which is the like the vertical throw, and the horizontal is 5. Where is it? Right there. Yeah, yeah. Horizontal and vertical. Look at that.
And it just makes it hit a lot more consistently.
Yeah,
this is like the proximity that no one notices.
Yeah, it's like, it's legitimately like, I think explosive thrower is insanely good. Insanely good.
And it's not like total direct damage. Like, look at that. It's a punish. It's a punish more than some of these other weapons. It's
What's the direct damage? Where do I find that? Yeah, 2,169 direct hit damage. That's insanity. And that's on uncharged or charged.
Yeah, because they do the same damage.
They're right there. Hey, look at that. That's insane.
If you could put this on your right hand, straight to S, but you know.
There's a reason why they limited that to only L. I understand that. I get that. 1,000%. I think it's insane. All right, next up is Morley. What do you think about Morley? I would like to say that the most recent patch did buff the Morley's weight and ammo, but this is still not enough in my eyes. Good change, but not enough to give the Morley a worthwhile niche, in my opinion. Is that
Morley?
I think Morley's gonna go right
niche.
there.
Right to niche.
right to needs a buff / rework.
Really?
Yes. I think Morley. Look at Morley's reload time, homie. Look at Morley's reload time. Yeah. It is 5 seconds.
But look at Earshot's reload time. Okay.
Okay, but Earshot does way fucking more damage though. And also like Earshot, you can just shoot at the ground and make someone just die. Like if they're playing a grounded playstyle and you hit them with the fucking, especially a wheelchair, you hit them with Earshot, they just fucking die. I think Morley's either, I think Morley needs a buff / rework, or it's like C tier, like bottom of C tier. I think Morley's bad.
I think the issue with Morley is it does a lot of damage, and on paper it's like it's a ton of direct damage. It's 2,000. That's 2,500. The issue with it is you kick people, you hit them with zims or charge terraces or bazookas, and they get pushed back a little when you stagger them. And when you go in for your Morley hit, they're not in range to hit every single of the 5 projectiles.
But the thing is, it's like Morley, if you're doing close range Morley stuff, because, you know, it is 5 projectiles and not just 1, which is nice, you know, it's not too bad. But yeah, I'm just gonna run Earshot. Doesn't matter if I'm right up next to you or I'm 500 meters away from you. I'm just gonna shoot a fucking Earshot. It's like, I'd rather just run an Earshot, I'd rather just run a Songbird, because also look how heavy. Morley's heavier and almost 100 more yen load. Like, what's the point? What's the point? Over 1,000 more weight. I'd rather just run Earshot.
Each single Earshot's doing 3k damage on a direct hit.
Like, god dang. It's like, Earshot's just better in so many ways. Like, yeah, the reload time is worse, but like, does that matter a lot? You know what I mean? I
mean, when you're just using it to punish.
Yeah, you're just using it to punish, or you're using the punish like bad
reload
movement.
Doesn't matter.
Like, if you're on the ground, I'm just gonna shoot a fucking Earshot. I think Morley I think Morley needs a buff / rework.
Which is a crazy thing, because in previous tournaments, people were running Morleys and getting like high up.
Yeah, but that was before the Earshot's reload got buffed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, now people just run Earshot instead.
Morley didn't get touched, right? But people don't run Morley anymore, even if they're not running Earshot. It's, I think,
I can miss Earshots while Morley is hard to dodge up close. Morley, okay, I will concede. Morley does have a 5 proximity, which is not bad. Not that. There it is right there. I think that's it. No, that's job enough.
I think it does need a buff.
Yeah.
Morley has a 5-meter proximity destination. That would be something I would actually want to see to go up to 10, while the others to go down. Yeah. Because it's a spread bazooka. It's like a shotgun.
Now, be careful what you wish for, because the idea of just, you can't dodge Morleys anymore does not make me happy.
It makes me happy. But I'm crazy like that.
Yeah, Morleys work because Lobster doesn't give a fuck to dodge them. Exactly, because Lobster's so gosh darn heavy with double ORB, double LCS, and a heavy biped. It's like, you're just going to run Morley and just hit every single shot because they just don't care to dodge.
Now, let's leave Earshot for last. Let's go right to Songbird. Yeah.
I think...
Because Songbird is a weapon.
I think it's a C, right?
I think it's a D.
A D, really? Like, it's actually like, they nerfed Songbird, and why? Why did they nerf Songbird? I think
look at the total direct damage. If you're using Songbirds like an Earshot, look at it's 1,800.
1,800 for total direct damage. You're right there. Look, 1,800 chat. Let me move over so y'all can see it. This is 1,800 right there. Perfect. That's the total direct damage for Songbird. Where Earshot is 3,000 and Morley is 2,500. I would not put Songbirds above Morleys.
Weapon? Like, if these stats were on a hand weapon, I wouldn't be mad. But like
On a shoulder
this is a
weapon?
back weapon.
Javelin deserves A, to be honest, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, like...
Like when you think about it, Majestic's a better punish than Songbird.
Wait, Majestic is a better punish than Songbird? Is that real? Wait, where is Majestic? Majestic's on 6. Wait. Yeah, it is! That's funny as hell.
A hand weapon's outclassing a back weapon, and it's not even the
What's
only
5?
one. Busy
5
does
is-
the same thing.
XUAN G is almost better.
Yeah. The explosive thrower is a better punish. Like, there's so much just like, why would you run this? And then you can look at like other back weapons of like LCS.
Some
like,
moves use
earshot just, it's, the benefit is it's 5k weight. But I'm willing to sacrifice 2k for a single earshot.
Yeah, I'd much rather, less than 2k even. I'd much rather you run that.
Yeah.
It's 100 more yell load, I will say, but like that isn't, that, on earshot build, I feel like it's fine. Accounting for Songbird's double shot? Yes, it is, subject. It is accounting for double shot, or the Morley would be like way less. If Morley was doing 2,500 per bullet, I'm super down. Like, Morley would be up here with Majestic.
Another thing, because we're getting into back mounting grenade launchers, and I should have mentioned this with the hand mounted ones, but I forgot. There's 2 different hits for these. You have the actual hit, and you have the explosion hit. So if you hit them with the projectile, it ends up doing more impact and more cumulative. If you hit them with the explosion, it typically does the same damage, but less impact and less accumulative.
Huh, okay.
And
interesting.
so that's one thing to keep into account of like, you not always are hitting explosive weapons too. So to use them to build up is not always the best, but like you're usually counting on the hitting the direct if you're playing. So
The highest impact shoulder before the nerf, and you get a super early. I guess it makes sense hunting, yeah, for PvE. But like, they didn't nerf it that much. Like, how much was the nerf? Anybody know? I could find it if I really wanted to, because I have those stats pinned somewhere. But like, I don't want to look at it right now.
it takes a while to look for it.
Yeah, because like, especially since like the document we have is like a bunch of jumbled up numbers and stuff like that, without their actual
for current patch. So we'd have to get an older patch.
Oh yeah, true.
Regulation file.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I'm cool with putting Songbirds down here. Maybe even I think it's the worst weapon on this list. But I think
maybe some people are mad. But like,
I don't think Morley is that bad. I don't think Morley's that bad. I don't think it's that bad. But I think it needs a buff / rework. I think it needs something to be competitive.
Mm-hmm.
And then
whereas the other 2 is just like the second one on there, what is it? The GOU-CHEN. It's decent. It's decent, but it's just a snick of worse dizzy because the mechanic behind grenade launchers.
yes, Argon. Everything
extremely strong.
This list changes
is that above
dramatically.
Or below?
Above or below explosive thrower?
Yeah.
I think it's better than explosive thrower. I think Morley or C just gets outclassed by earshot. I mean, I could see that. I get it, C. That's funny. I'm kind of cool with that, actually. What do you think? Bottom of C for Morley? What do you think, Melting Cube?
There's a lot of weapons in C.
Well, I mean, there are a lot of weapons that get outclassed by other weapons, you know?
Yeah.
Is Iridium outclassed, though? Should it be here? Because Iridium is just the best hand bazooka by this margin. You know what I mean?
I mean, Iridium and Dizzy both have the claim to that, though, depending on what stats you're looking at.
Yeah. I guess that's a good point, because like Dizzy, like if you're running like a heavyweight build and you don't care about the weight at all, you just rock, you know, Dizzy.
Well, are you doing it to punish, or are you doing it just to
oh shit,
damage?
Subject has the numbers. Damage 1508 to 1310, impact from 1490 to 1270, accumulative impact 1170 to 988. Huh. Yeah, that's a pretty heavy fucking nerf, isn't it? Good lord.
Yeah.
Iridium B, I'm kind of down with that. I think Iridium, or we can also put a. Do we put Javelin Alpha here too?
The rework it needs is the weight change. Like, it's just extremely heavy.
Yeah. Does it make it niche though? You know what I mean? It's extremely strong, but and is it like Does its knee?
I think it's comfortable in C.
It's comfortable in C.
It is really, it's really strong. It's just
do we do this though?
The fuck do you put it on your arms? You know.
Yeah, do we do this though?
The other thing is, if you run Javelin Alpha, you're basically just guaranteeing gear above 80k.
Mm. Yeah, actually, you know what? I'm just gonna put Javelin Alpha on a build real quick. Javelin Alpha, where is it? There it is, right there. So Javelin Alpha.
Here's the challenge: make a 75k or less Javelin Alpha build.
I mean, I just run. Let's see. I can put on VP 44D or 422 legs. I'm overburdened. Okay, well, I can take off the. I put I put VPM MOT06 on. I can try that. That's a pretty strong setup. I'm still overburdened. Well, we can take out the Dizzy, of course. Run Zim on it. I can run. I can run Expositor. Let's try that. Yeah, I can do that decently well.
but like
You
it's
have a
all Risk of
YouTube?
Rain 2 content.
Oh my god, I feel you. I used to do Risk Rain 2 before I did Souls, and now I'm doing Armored Core. I used to be a Risk Rain 2 fucking YouTuber. That was a weird time in my life. I'll be real.
I know. I watched it. I watched you.
Oh yeah, you did, didn't you?
Yeah.
What the fuck? You've been around for forever.
Forever.
You were part of the lab, weren't you?
Yeah.
Oh my god. That's fucking funny. But yeah, so I used to do that. Dude, you've been around for so long. What the fuck? The lab was like 2 years ago or something.
2 or maybe 3.
Good lord. Anyway, so yeah, I think that's it. I think that's the tier lib. Tier list. Tier lib? Tier lib. At the tier liberal. But yeah, I think that's the tier list. I'm happy with it. I'm gonna go and save it, and we'll upload it to Twitter. All right, there we go.
Can't wait for the next update to rework bazookas.
I can't wait for it to come out tomorrow, and then I'm really sad because this video is gonna come out like in a few days. You know what I mean? All right.
The day before the patch.
So that's the tier list. Hopefully y'all enjoyed watching. Hopefully I enjoyed hanging out in chat. If you want to hang out in chat and be here for the next tier list I do, which will probably be rifles, you can hit the link in the description down below. For my Twitch, I'm live every single day besides Saturday because I need a day off. God dang it! Even if I force myself to. But yeah, that's the tier list. That was very fun. Risk Rain returns in 2 days. I will not be returning the Risk Rain. I'll tell you that much.